Yeah. So thank you for joining us. So we are glad to introduce you our new software. So first, I'm Aile Cournet. I'm a marine geomatic engineer in Geomod.
I'm going to introduce myself as well.
Yeah.
So my name is Jan Corley. I work in marine geomatics too. And today we're here to introduce you our new tool, Calhypso, for automated generalization. Aile will get into more details in the next slides, I guess.
Yeah. The aim of the aim of this presentation is to create a time of exchange. So it's an interactive discussion about Calhypso, and feel free to interrupt us if you have questions or comments about the tool. We are here to answer this question, and yeah, so feel free
to interrupt us.
Just to present a little more Geomod, Geomod developed a range of software about marine geomatics, and we have a lot of partnerships with other companies. So you can find all information about our software or partnerships on our website, and yeah, you can go through our website to find all the information. Here we'll just focus on our new project, which is called Calhypso. So yeah. And just to start, we'll show you a short video to introduce you the algorithm and the software. Up here.
So I hope the video is self-explanatory, but I guess that some people may have questions regarding the terms that we use during it. I'm not sure that all of you are actually familiar with the cartography standard, numerical cartography standard, but I guess that since most of you work in the hydrographic field, the S57 term might be something familiar to you. If you have any question, honestly, as Alec said, feel free to interrupt us. The purpose is here to have an exchange. It's not a classical format presentation. But I guess the idea here is to explain slightly what the tool does. And if you have any further questions for more precision, we'll be happy and pleased to give you more accurate answers. So what does Calhypso do? As it was precise in the video, it takes as an input XYZ raw bathymetry data in order to produce a fully functional S57 ENC. So it's a numerical chart, a numerical navigational chart, which is produced and encoded in accordance with standards of the hydrographic community, so the AHO. As Aile said, this tool is actually resulting from a project in collaboration with the CHOM, so the French Hydrographic Office, and its main purpose was to ease the task of cartographers in their generalization process, which consists basically in changing a raw and ugly bathymetric survey into a beautiful functional ENC. I guess we can give more details in the next slides regarding the inside of the process itself.
Yeah, we can see an example of Calhypso result. So here is a map of bathymetric data set processed by Calhypso. So we proceed sounding selection and the drawing of depth contours curves. So the main benefit of the Calhypso is the generalization. So the aim is to select information to get only the useful one. So here we can see that if we work with another scale, we'll select only some soundings to represent the bathymetric data set. So here we can see that we'll select dangers, so some areas that can be a danger for navigation. So the aim is to assure the security first and to get a readable and nice looking map for mariners. So you can see the difference here of the generalization to highlight dangers. So I don't know if you have questions about this kind of product.
I guess that as a parenthesis, we can just say that we are pleased to see so many profiles and company profiles in this meeting. So we know that we have harbors, hydrographic offices, and seafarers. So our purpose here is to actually highlight the challenges regarding production of reliable bathymetry and chart datasets. So if you have any questions or any challenges or personal experience that you have in that field, feel free to comment them. Actually, the purpose was here to create an exchange between everyone. And we would like to hear, for example, what harbors or what hydrographic offices or what seafarers may have lived in terms of difficulties, in terms of challenges, or experiences in general regarding handling of bathymetry datasets and presenting them in a standardized and reliable way. We know that, for example, we have members of the harbors communities here. I don't know, for example, what are your needs in terms of regulated and regular, if I may say so, handling of bathymetry datasets. We know that we have as well cartographic offices. So how do cartographers work with them?
Yeah, we have a question from Mr. Mojaedi. So is that a tool for generalization? Yes, it's specifically a tool for marine dataset generalization. So we'll proceed algorithm with simplification operation, aggregation of some data, and sounding selection. We apply also a specific smoothing to get nice looking curves. So all of these steps are a generalization process. And yes, the aim is not to reflect the exact bathymetry of the area, but to highlight the dangers, to get a safe marine chart.
I think that if you wanted to get into a more detailed way of description of the tool, it might be a little bit longer. Which is why perhaps if you're interested, it will be our pleasure to plan a demonstration of the tool itself. That's actually something that we wanted to highlight in this meeting as well. Technically, we can provide any kind of demonstration. Wonderful. A personal experience. Amazon River to get pilot charts. All right. Yes, technically, I think we should talk about Ulysses as well. Perhaps it might be a good occasion to do so. So Calhypso, if I may say so.
Single line based. I just precise that yes, the actual the software process homogeneous data set. So the aim is to get equal spaced data, but it's we are working on software able to process data from single beam and multi-beam, if it's a question.
So it is possible to update charts with single line based on dates. I guess here with date functionality.
We could answer this question maybe during a free demo if it's a specific need for you.
It's actually a really interesting problematic. So
yeah, it's really interesting.
I'd like to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
So Mr. Mostadi, I don't know if I pronounced that right. But actually, that's a subject that we have been covering in one of our presentations. So if you're interested in that, I guess we could leave you documentation about the tool as well, especially regarding handling such kind of data sets. Because the update part is actually one of the main problematics of the tool, if I'm not mistaken. So applying these updates on an existing S57 dataset is actually something that was that will be highlighted actually in the next slides.
Yeah.
But it was a full problematic which led to the creation of a specific function within the tool. Oh, and Mrs. Cathy.
So just waiting for a few more questions.
Feel free to talk as well.
Yeah, of course.
Writing is good, but
okay. Can I? I have a
question.
To you
on your accent. Don't worry, all the reading words.
Okay, I have a question about depth lines on the slope. If you do generalization, you sometimes have overlaps. Did you have the same problems? If you go a few slides back, you see the 115,000, and then you have the 35,000. You have a lot of depth lines on the slopes.
Yeah.
If you go to a smaller scale, then you see that that your depth lines are not collapsing, but touching each other, and that's mostly a problem in most programs. How did you get a solution for that, for the smaller scales? If you go to the 1 on 35,000, I see that some depth lines touch each other, or how do I have to see that?
Yeah, in some area we will try to reduce the amount of curves. So here near the 2.3 sounding, you can see that we merged the isoline to reduce this amount of curves. And so we relied on the Shom expertise to differentiate these cases. So we rely on their choices to select or not, and to exaggerate the bathymetry or not in this area when it represents a danger.
Okay. I think that all the parameters you can set up yourself, or it's already predefined?
We defined parameters, default parameters, but for people who want to adjust the result, it is possible to adjust parameters to get a result closer than the wanted, the required result.
But you can play with the parameters.
You can play, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Is it possible to give you an example of our data, the raw data of the bathymetric data, the X, Y, Z, and that you produce with the standard parameters something, and that we can,
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. If that's a possibility, we would like to look into.
Just to answer this last point, we propose free demo, so you can in fact send us your data, and we be placed to process them and to show you the results. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Feel free to
my question.
That's all. Don't worry. We won't bite. We are nice people normally.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries at all. So, Mr. Mostardi, you ask if there is an analyzer for S57. It's a good question. We have one. So actually, one of the AHO standards for checking the validity of ENCs is the S58, and we have started to build our own tool on that. So yes, there is an analyzer for S57. So Calhypso is able to analyze depth data and suggest that cruise route for the navigation as shallow waters area. That's a good question too. A lot of good questions.
Create the navigation chart, but will not suggest cruise route for navigation.
I guess that would be the job of the seafarer, the person handling the chart. Because I guess it would depend on the current parameters, the real-time parameters, especially the tides. So I guess that's something that the mariner should deal with by themselves once they have the chart under their eyes on a like this. But it's a good question. Perhaps with the new standards, the S100, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I think there is a plan actually with water level prevision to actually suggest certain interaction in order to plan the routes. But for S57, I guess it's a little bit hard to decipher in terms of prevision. So really good questions. Yes. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Maybe I can go back on Calhypso benefits. So just as we said it, we work in partnership with French cartographers, so the CHOM cartographer, and we are glad to they are present today. So thank you, and I would like to thank them to spend a lot of time to test our software, because it's really important for us to get a result that is closer and closer than to the cartographer results. So it's our aim. Then we can just say that it's a tool that define a methodology, so we get a standardized result. It's a reproducibility process. Then it's a great time-saving tool, because I don't know if everyone process bathymetric data, but if we compare with CHOM cartographers, they can spend several weeks to create and to process the generalization. So here we can Calhypso software can process this kind of data set in few minutes. So it's a great time-saving application.
And I guess that's the kind of questions that we wanted to have as well with cartographers present in the reunion. I mean, what kind of challenges did they have in terms of man days and resources spent in order to produce a chart? I guess the main purpose for us in this project was actually to help cartographers to gain time, especially on some aspects of the generalization process, which can be fastidious and repetitive. So if you have any personal experience that could highlight the length of the process, honestly, feel free to do so, because for us it's a good lesson learned, and for you it might be beneficial after all.
Hi everyone, I'm Claire Fleury from Geomod. I see that in the meeting there is Nicolas, David and Yves Guérin from French Hydrographic Office. What's your feedback about this product? Because you've used it and your cartographer have tested the tool. What's the feedback of the SHOM? Can you tell us more about the use of the product, Yves, if you're connected, or Nicolas? It seems the micro is cut.
No.
They might be talking. It seems to be here.
So yeah, to complete, it's a user-friendly tool also, because if you just want to get a marine chart, you just need to specify your data set, your scale, and isoline depth contours. We define default parameters for generalization, but if you want to adjust, as we said it, you can adjust optional parameters. But if you don't know about it, you can just rely on default parameters, and it's going well. So about free demo we did, and yeah, you can go through our new web platform.
Yeah, that was one of the purposes of the presentation as well today. I wanted to introduce the fact that soon our new web application for Calhypso will be released. So in other words, the access will be easier for subscribers to the software, and there will be the occasion for you to actually play with the parameters in two different ways. We have planned two kind of profiles for the users. One of them allows you to actually play with the standards a little bit more, which is the extended version. So as you can see, you will get a lot of options to play with the tool. And then there will be the basic options, which depends basically on your needs, giving you this access and the opportunity to play with 10 million point data sets and produce 10 charts. Right now we are discovering as well as a little bit the functionalities of the way actually to provide the tool. So if you have the occasion to test it and to try it through the free demo or simply by sending us your data, it would be our pleasure to produce the charts. Right now, as we told you, we are dealing with something that is a little bit difficult, which is addressing every kind and every profile of the hydrographic community. We know that the needs of the mariners won't be the same as the ones of the harbor managers and the ones of the hydrographic offices. We know, for example, that for a big harbor, there will be the necessity to update the harbor charts regularly, especially because there will be no dredging, new data sets to be produced, and new data sets to be treated. And we know for a fact that, for example, for other navigational purposes, the frequency of bathymetric surveys might not be the same. Therefore, the tool may have different uses and different applications based on the users. So for us, if there are some users' experiences or some returns, we will be quite pleased to know them a little bit more. And I see that Nicolas cannot.
Yeah, and there is a question here. Is it possible to have standalone test listens due to data security classification?
I guess it's a possibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that we could discuss as well on a more specific way.
Yeah.
There is actually a standalone version that could be kept on the side locally, but we could discuss that further.
Yeah, in a specific meeting, maybe.
And a good question for Dominique. I try to speak, but nobody hears me. I'm sorry to see that, Nicolas and Yves, but thanks a lot for giving answers. It might be a microphone issue. And a question for Dominique, the specificity of Calhypso against other automatization tool. So I guess it comes with the fact that Calhypso takes the whole process. There are quite good interactive tools today for easing generalization, but they mostly focus on some specific aspects of the generalization. The purpose of Calhypso is actually produce the full compliant S57 datasets that you can process afterward with other additional tools if you want to. But the main point is really that you have the full process of generalization, decimation, and selection included in it. So once again, the purpose was to cut most of the wood in the forest. But afterward, if you want to create the charts by cutting the little bushes, if I might say that, you can use a specific tool. So there are really, really good other tools in the market which could help you to do that as well. But really was the aspect on which Calhypso is special is the fact that it takes a full process. And it's reliable. I mean, we won't say that our tool is bad, it's good. It's really, we really put a focus on the fact that it needs to be fast but reliable.
Yeah.
So once again, the main issue that we had, and we're sorry about that, is that we had to do it fast. So we couldn't enter the technical details.
What are the export file?
Yes, S57.
S57, yes. Normalized format.
So yeah, base files, S57. So right now we are working as well on the S100 products. So we are able to produce S102, but it's not included yet in the tool.
No.
But we are able to produce S102 datasets as well. But right now, yes, it's standardized S57000 datasets. Good question.
So Lucille asked us if we can process big dataset. In fact, it's the main aim of Calhypso is to reduce the time of process, because now the datasets are bigger and bigger. So we can say that if we can process a 30 million sounding dataset in less than 5 minutes. So it's really quick. So to do so, we proceed the decimation algorithm to select only shallower soundings and to keep only useful data to process then the generalization process, so algorithm. So yeah, you can remember that. So 30 million soundings in 5 minutes. It's really quick.
I guess we had an interesting case studies about that one. We planned a course with the Envert Maritime Academy back in May, if I remember well. And basically the students in this academy has a project. They have a project which consists in dredging a basin in Ostende Harbor. And the data sets that they sent us was really, really dense. So quite a big data set. So it was really interesting for us to try to break the tool to see if it could process the data. But it was actually successful. But we were just surprised by the fact that datasets of basin was actually so dense and so detailed. So it was beneficial for both sides, because it was really good to see, for the students to see the product of their work, and for us, we could basically start to try of the tool.
Yeah.
So yes, once again, this is Vandale. I just hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry. But we will be really, really pleased to see actually your data sets and see how we can process them, either through the Gmo or simply in a less formal way, just by sending the data through and we could process them.
Yeah, of course.
We will do.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Once again, we are sorry because the technical aspect of the meeting today was a little bit high level. So if we want to enter in a deeper way within the machine of the software, we'll be really, really pleased to do that. But I think the meeting might be a little bit longer. Once again, we are planning demonstrations. Just send a mail through and we'll be pleased to plan something with you. Oh, Eve is posting comment. But yeah, just send us, ask us for a schedule and we'll be pleased really to plan that with you at the most convenient time. Mr. Moshtaidi is writing as well.
Yeah, thank you, Eve, for your message. It's an example of Calhypso process. So
we will be really, really pleased to show you. Yeah,
Yeah.
directly. Yes, just to answer verbally your question, Mr. Moshtaidi, we will actually send this presentation on which you can see you have the contact number and a mail. And after that, yes, just feel free to call us anytime, and we'll be actually pleased to plan something with you. I guess demonstration is often like 1 hour for the time for us to introduce the theory behind the tool, and after that for a short demonstration using a dataset.
Yeah.
So that's
To have
something like
time
that.
to detail the algorithm and to present parameters, etc. Yeah.
But honestly, yeah, feel free to ask any question, either by message or verbally. Once again, we like to hear people's voice, so feel free to speak out loud. And once again, yes, we apologize for making it so high level, but it's actually hard to give a detailed presentation when we have so many diverse profiles. So I think that actually we could do something a little bit. We could plan something. We could send documentation through, in addition to the slides, perhaps, if you're interested in it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Georges. And once again, we are here
Yeah.
to have an interactive meeting. So if you have any question, please jump in.
Maybe we can. Maybe we'll end.
Yes.